Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Rick dropping in on you. Hope everybody's having a great start to your week. I hope that you had an unbelievable holiday week last week, closing out the weekend strong. I hope you got a chance to love on your loved ones, be loved on, reflect and be grateful and thankful, and that you're ready to close out this year on a high note, ready to close out this year strong. Look, today is Money Monday. It's exciting closing out the year. So much is going on, so many different things, so many things tugging and pulling on you. It can be easy to become distracted. It can be easy to be misguided, misled, and end up in a situation you end up regretting. So stay focused, stay committed to the goals that you have set for your life. If you don't have clear goals that you can easily and readily define, then you need to do that. Don't wait till the new year. Anybody who has followed me for any time knows that the one thing that I'm about is going into the new year with momentum, going into the new year with a positive mindset, with a focus, with intention, knowing where you're headed and already moving in that direction, trying to make a grand shift from a dead start, which most people are doing when they set what we call New Year's resolutions. Is I'm going to get to New Year and then I'm going to do everything differently than I was doing yesterday, and I'm going to change my whole life this coming year. So they make these grand declarations about this coming year being their best year ever, and then it ends up being a replay of the previous year and the year before that. Why? Because they don't develop momentum and habits moving along the way. New Year's is a great transitional period and phase solely because we put so much emphasis on it being new. And because we do, it comes with new opportunities. It comes with new uh, avenues and situations that will present themselves. But if you're not in a situation or a place or a mindset or state of mind to take advantage of these opportunities, they will pass you by. So again, start to build momentum. Since today is Money Monday, we're going to do 10 ways that you can increase your income without taking a second job. Um, while I'm on it, speaking of ways, I created the 7-day online business launch course to help people generate revenue online as secondary passive streams of income, or to build their primary business online and expand. And this comes from 14 years of me doing it successfully for myself. It's literally how I restructured and rebuilt my business after taking major hits in the early 2000s. So again, the link is in the description box, but I'm going to talk to you about a number of different ways, 10 different ways that you can increase your income. The first thing I'm going to tell you is whenever you're considering increasing your income, one thing that you need to understand about yourself is your own personal worth and value. When people start calculating their net worth, when people start calculating their earning potential, very few people understand the importance of knowing your own value. And because you don't know your own value, you're normally bamboozled into accepting less than you are worth, or doing something for less than you should be, or pursuing things that are actually subtracting from your value, thinking you're adding value. The math isn't properly, it isn't being worked out properly because you haven't set the basics, and that's the value. And one of the ways that you set the value of who you are when you're talking about income is understanding your value in the means of time. In other words, if you took time increments, linear time increments, like an hour, how much are you worth an hour? Not what somebody is going to pay you an hour. What are you worth an hour? If you took your best effort and you put it forth and you were able to generate something, you have a level of expertise in something, you have something that you can give others. Go find out what people are paying experts to do that for them, and it'll give you an idea of what people get paid an hour. So then you can sit up and say, okay, because I deliver this, because I do this, because I make this, is what I'm worth an hour, because here's what you're going to have to do. And that's why I say 10 ways of increasing your earnings or your earning or your income without taking a second job. Because here's what happens: most people who have not really truly understood or developed uh, an understanding of finance will think that, hey, I'll get a second job. Second jobs are a possible avenue when there's an emergency need or when something comes up and you need to take a second job to meet an immediate need. It is not a long-term answer, and here's why. Normally, second jobs just gives you one more arena of fixed income that requires your time. So you go from giving 8 hours a day somewhere else to 4 to 8 hours a day to another place. Now that's 16 hours, 12 to 16 hours of your time that's given to something that is fixed. You're going to get paid exactly what they pay per hour that you spent there. And there's no way to expand that outside of waiting on the annual evaluation and getting a 3 to 5% increase in income, which doesn't even keep up with inflation and the cost of living. So then what do? You find ways to increase your income in a way that the rate at which you're being paid is in direct correspondence or greater ratio than what you value your own worth at. I have a minimum of what I deserve an hour. So for me to take anything, it has to pay me more than what my hourly worth is, because I can find a way in potential. Now, obviously, emergency situations come up and you got to make a move and you got to do what you got to do. But one of the things that happens is people consistently devalue themselves, and then they go out into a world that doesn't have an obligation to properly evaluate them or value them, and they get paid far less and they don't get it. You cannot stack enough jobs to build wealth. So then you have to find other ways to increase the income. Now, I talk to you all the time about stocks, about index funds, about compound growth, and all these other things that are more sophisticated, but definitely something that you need to be aware of. But let's just talk about simple ways you can increase your revenue without taking on a traditional W-2 job, and keep in mind your own value ratio. What do you feel you're worth per hour? And here's the thing: there are so many different things that you can do to increase your value. You can get certified in certain areas. You can go out and you can get more training in certain areas. And a lot of the ways that you can increase your value doesn't require you to have a diploma or degree. You can do it in other ways. Now, diploma degrees do have some weight in certain areas, especially if you're trying to knock down doors and do something else, but there's so many other ways to do it. Life experience is one of the best teachers. Life experience can be cataloged, it can be resurfaced, it can be presented as stories, as testimonies, and it gives people a real insight to how you got to where you are. So again, that's it. So let's start. One of my favorites and one that I consistently use is deployable assets. What's a deployable asset? A deployable asset is something that you create once, then you release it to the public, and it continues to make you money. I'll give you a prime example that's real easy for me. I do it in a lot of different ways, but one way that I do it is my books. I am still getting royalties and paid from my first book. I'm on book number 27. I'm still getting royalties and payments from my first book, The Invisible Father, Reversing the Curse of a Fatherless Generation, written way over 10 or 20 years ago. And so release it, put it out there, and it gets paid. And the beautiful thing I love about the books is every time I release a book, because of how the publishing world works, anything associated with my name as an author gets attention. So when I release my next book, all the subsequent books get attention, and there's a spike in sales for almost every book, even when it's not related to the topic of the current book being released, just solely based on it's related to the author. People come up and go, well, I wonder what this is about, and they'll buy. And so that's the beauty of that. So again, deployable assets. My courses are deployable assets. I put them out there and they make it. I create sites that offer information that is what you would call evergreen information. In other words, you don't have to come back and update it. Or if you do have to come back and update it, the updates are minor, and you put it out there and people come to that site. And if you have general ad revenue, like for instance, Google AdSense ads running on it, You get paid ad revenue. You can get paid if there are links on there to purchase certain that you're promoting. So again, deployable assets are these things you create once and you put them out there, and they actually continue to sell. In the world of the internet and in social media and its growing expanses has made this even more viable than when I first started using it years ago. So that's one thing. Become a virtual assistant. The beautiful thing again about the internet and being online is that it allows you to be in spaces that you would not otherwise be able to occupy solely based on proximity and geographical location. Now you can be a virtual assistant to someone in another country if you possess the skill set to be the type of assistant they need. There are platforms that will allow you to operate off of their platform and become a virtual assistant. There are other ways that you can present yourself. If you use my 7-day online business launch course, you can set up your own site, promote your own site, promote your own services, and actually collect payments that way. But there are a number of different ways to do it. But becoming a virtual assistant in an area where you hold a certain level of expertise is good. Become a consultant in the field of expertise. Whatever it is you do, you get paid to do, you have a level of expertise in it, especially if you've done it for more than 3 to 5 years, or you have put more than 10,000 hours into doing something over and over. You are an expert in that. Science tells us that normally it's at the 10,000 hour mark of grinding on something and beating on your craft and doing something, whether it's being a musician, whether it's being a vocalist, whether it's being a carpenter, whether it's being an artist, whether it's in the science of behavioral human behavior. As with me, it's how many hours are you investing in it? At about 10,000 hours, you become an expert, and that expertise pays. You can become a consultant and get paid very well, and that's another good way to measure your personal value in the way of incremental time, such as an hour. Good consultants, depending on what field, get paid very well. Sell, promote products and services online. This is beautiful. Whether you have your own products or not, you can sell and promote services online and get paid. It's something I also teach in the 7-day online business launch course. Now, before I forget, this is a great time to get it. This is Cyber Monday. This course is normally $607 for the celebration of Cyber Monday through I believe tomorrow. I forget, but tomorrow, or when we get 100 people after today, and then after today, after we meet 100 fulfillments, the sale will be over. But for right now, it's $99. So you can get this $607 comprehensive online course for $99, and the link is in the description box. But you can sell and promote products, and we teach you how to sell and promote products. And here's the thing. So how do you sell? Obviously, if you have your own products, you can create stores on Etsy, on Shopify. You can create your own store on your own site, show you how to do all of that. You can set up with any of a number of processors, starting with Stripe, Square, PayPal, and you just need to know the ins and outs, the pros and cons of each. What the capacity and capabilities are, what they're going to charge per transaction, and so much more. And you can set it up and you can accept payments. I love Square because you can get point of sale support. Stripe offers it too, but point of sale support. So I can literally go out and do a book signing, have my point of sale equipment set up, and actually sell swipe cards, what gift cards and everything else. All that stuff can be done and set up, and you can sell that way. What if you don't have your own product? What if you don't have a book to sell? What if you don't have t-shirts to sell? What if you don't have a service to sell? Well, there are companies out there that are called affiliate. What they do is they promote affiliate. Amazon has an affiliate program. A lot of these big companies have affiliate programs. I've used these affiliate programs. I have affiliate links in a great deal of my content on most of my sites. And so what happens? Somebody clicks the link, goes there, buys, you get that link is unique to you. It identifies you when you click it. They go to that site. If they purchase something, when they click that link, you get paid a percentage of what they purchase. There's also called cost per action, which is another form of affiliate marketing, where even if a person doesn't buy something, but they actually fulfill a certain action, like filling out a form, So they submit that form. You're helping people build their own mailing lists or text lists or whatever, and they will pay you on it. You get paid anywhere from $1 or something per action to 70, 80, $100, depending on what. Max Bounty is a great place to get cost per action play. Commission Junction, which is now CJ, you can get some great commission play. It's all over there. So again, that is number 4. Number 5, transcribe audio and video. If you're a person that has great typing skills, this is a great thing to do. All you're doing is listening to audio and video and typing what you hear. And so now you have a written transcript of what was on the video, and that can be used in a bunch of different ways. Books are created that way. Training material is created that way, and people will pay handsomely for a well-transcribed audio or video file. Writing online reviews. Literally, there are companies that will pay you to write reviews. Another way to do it is product reviews will also allow you to link your affiliate marketing. Say, for instance, you do a review on protein supplements. You come up with your list of the top 5, top 6, top 10, and you put them on there. But you go on Amazon and you find the links to each one of those on Amazon and you link to it. Or you can get a contract with a particular protein. You put others on there, but you hype up theirs and you sell theirs and you get it that way. It's a bunch of different ways to play this. It's about understanding business. Number 7, blogging and vlogging. A lot of people think blogging is going out because video content is getting so much play. Writing and written content will never go away. There's always going to be a place for it. There's always an expressive play. Unfortunately, we are in a time where people's attention spans are shorter. People's literacy rate is lower, and it's easier to listen to it. But eventually, if you're going to grow, if you're going to get, what you're going to do is you're going to find that the written content may have a smaller market, but the market that is drawn to written content are those who will intentionally and have an intent to actually use the information they're getting to do something. So those people tend to take action. They're action takers. But you can do blogging or vlogging. And again, either way, you get to promote products, whether they are yours or not. You get to do ad content. If you've got a real hot blog, if you take off. And granted, now, what I will tell you, based on when I started to what's going now, it's a lot more competition out there because everybody thinks they're an influencer. Everybody thinks they can do this. But the thing is, you cannot be deterred by the amount of competition, by the amount of noise that's out there. You've got to determine, do you have something of value? Because that's what business is. Business is about finding something that somebody sees to be value and delivering it to them in a way that they cannot get it anywhere else. Business is about solving problems. Somebody needs something, somebody has to have something, and you can give it to them in a way that no one else can. You will always be in business. You simply have to understand how to read problems and provide solutions based on your level of expertise. That's business in its ultimate sense. Providing, and I prefer to provide needs over wants. I don't jump on a lot of trends. That's why I don't, when the whole COVID thing took off and everybody was doing the mask, I'm not doing that. Why? Because eventually they won't be needed. They won't be a demand for it, and you got to keep jumping trends. I prefer to find things that's going to be a consistent demand. People wanting to change their lives, people wanting to elevate their lives, people wanting to feel better about themselves. All that stuff is going to always be there. There's always going to be a place for me to do what I love doing and be paid handsomely for it. Okay, number 8 is freelance in your area of expertise. In other words, you got a job, you're doing it. Take what you do and go do it for other people on a one-off basis. So, hey, somebody wants to pay you to do this, you do it. Somebody wants to pay you to do it. What you do and get paid for, you go do it over here, but you get to charge your own rates. You get to do it on your own terms. This is your own side business, not side hustle. I love hustle, but I don't like the term side hustle because it gives the indication, or it's inferring that it's not legitimate. If you're earning money and you're paying your taxes or you're filing your taxes, for the money you earn and you're flowing it into a true business entity, you have a business. It's more than a hustle. It's a legitimate side business. Now, that legitimate side business could at some point easily become your primary source of income. It all depends on where you want to go with it. But these are things that you need to be aware of. Okay, number 9, facilitate the AI boom. I have been talking about the influence of AI for several years now. I've been studying it for probably 4 or 5 years. I have been consulting the people who are, tech savvy in this area, one of which is a close friend of mine, and they were telling me how it was going to happen. So I started to integrate it into my online affairs, and it has been a lifesaver. But there's going to be so much to help other companies do that. So becoming aware and trained in excuse me, in AI is going to allow you to become a consultant in so many different areas of how this is going to be used over the next several years. Um, um, it is estimated that within the next year or so, AI is going to either eliminate or replace 300 million jobs globally. The way that we offset that as people who need to generate income is by learning how to use it, how to master it, how to get ahead of it, and make it our friend versus our enemies. We tend to fear things that want to replace us instead of learning how to master them. I created courses to understand AI on its simplest level and use it and integrate it into everything, into how you manage and organize things in your home, to how you set up and structure your business. All of this stuff is out there, and it's on a level now that if you understood 5, I don't even know if 5 has been released yet, but for those of us who have been exposed to what 5 looks like, and Congress is scared of 5. 5 is that thing that you literally are either going to be overtaken by it, or you're going to ride the wave and use it to your benefit. So learning how to help people manage, learn, and develop and use AI to their benefit is going to be a lot of money in that in the coming years. I have several courses on that. I don't have them listed in the description box, but if you want to reach out to me, I'll be glad to share the link. Obviously, here's one. This one isn't necessarily in alignment with what I would tell people to do, but especially with how crazy people are now, but rideshare and delivery driver. What is it? DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber Driver. What's the other one? Lyft. All of these now offer not only for you to pick up people, but to deliver food. And obviously it comes with a level of risk, but it also comes with a level of freedom. You log in when you want to work, you log out when you don't want to work. It allows you the freedom to do some other things, but you do what you have to do in a situation like that. And I like the freedom. I like the freedom of what it does. And I've had conversations with Uber drivers when I'm traveling or when I'm somewhere, and the diversity in the people who are doing this and the level of backgrounds that these people come from is remarkable to me, and it opens the door, and it exposes a lot of what's happening in the economic world and how people are moving and responding to it and surviving to it, and how people are offsetting downturns in their particular industries and markets by using certain mechanisms and levers. And the thing is, these mechanisms and levers are there for the vast majority. And here's the thing: for someone that stood up and said, I would love to do Uber, but I don't have a vehicle. Uber has, and I'm sure Lyft has it also, a program to where they will literally, when you sign up to work with them, they will literally sign up and have special financing for you to get a vehicle, a new vehicle that comes through them, and you pay them for it. And obviously, if you don't pay it, they're going to get the car just like anybody else, but you can get it, and it's not the same financing terms and requirements that you would get if you had to go out and buy a lease a vehicle on your own. Plus, the thing that you're paying for is paying for itself because you're working. Obviously, it works best when you don't have to take on an additional cost to do it, but if that's what you need to do to make it happen, there are ways out there. First thing you got to do is stop assuming that something's there blocking you before you check it. Stop assuming it won't work. Start checking for how it will work and find the answer. But that's the thing I'm going to share with you today. I want to thank you for taking time to spend time with me. But again, those are the 10 ways that you can increase your income without taking on a second job and diminishing your own personal value by giving away so much of your time. Now, again, if you want to take advantage of creating an online space where you can generate money in a relatively short period of time and then be able to redo that over and over again by building multiple streams of income online, that 7-day online business launch course is a regular $607 course right now for Cyber Monday. Through tomorrow, it's going to be $99. So take advantage of it while it's there. I am going to get off now, and I'm going to get through the remainder of my day, which is going to be quite busy. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E, and I challenge you to do the same. On that note, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable remainder.